Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by lush green hills and a river that sparkled like silver in the sunlight, there lived a man named Okon. He was a farmer, hardworking and known for his kindness. He lived with his wife, Ino, and their only daughter, Ike. They were a happy family, bound by love and respect. However, life took a tragic turn when Ino fell gravely ill. Her illness came swiftly, like a storm, and within days, she passed away. Okon was heartbroken, but no one was more affected than young Ike, who was barely 10 years old at the time. Ike had always been close to her mother, and losing her felt like losing a part of her soul. She cried every night, clutching the faded piece of cloth her mother used to wear, the scent of her still lingering. As time passed, Okon struggled to take care of Ike alone while managing the farm. His neighbors advised him to remarry, suggesting that a new wife would help him care for the house and his daughter. Reluctantly, Okon agreed, hoping to bring stability back into his household. He soon married a woman named Efua, a widow with 2 sons of her own. From the moment Efua entered the household, she harbored resentment toward Ike. She disliked how much Okon adored his daughter and how Ike resembled her late mother, Ino, in both looks and manner. Efua, filled with jealousy, began to plot ways to make Ike's life difficult. At first, her cruelty was subtle. She would give Ike the most difficult chores, cleaning the entire house, fetching water from the farthest stream, and working in the fields for hours without rest. "You need to earn your keep," Efua would sneer whenever Ike complained of exhaustion. Okon, oblivious to Efua's true nature, was often too busy with farm work to notice how his daughter was being treated. As months turned into years, Efua's cruelty intensified. She began denying Ike food, often giving her only the leftovers after her sons had eaten their fill. She would scold her harshly for the smallest mistakes and frequently humiliated her in front of the neighbors. "You're worthless, just like your mother," Efua would hiss, her eyes gleaming with malice. "No one will ever love you." Ike endured the abuse in silence, her heart heavy with the memory of her mother. Whenever things became unbearable, she would sneak out to the riverbank, where she and her mother had once spent countless afternoons. Sitting by the water, she would close her eyes and remember her mother's gentle voice, telling her that she was loved and strong. It was this memory that kept her going, even when Efua's cruelty seemed impossible to bear. Despite the harsh treatment, Ike excelled in school. She was naturally intelligent, and her teachers often praised her for her quick mind and determination. But even in her success, Efua found a way to torment her. "What's the point of all this learning?" she would mock. "You never amount to anything. Better learn how to scrub floors properly, that's all you'll ever do." Yet, Ike refused to believe Efua's bitter words. She threw herself into her studies, often staying up late into the night to read by the flickering light of a lantern. Her dream was to escape the village and make something of herself, not just for her own sake but to honor the memory of her mother. Years passed, and Ike's perseverance paid off. She earned a scholarship to attend university in the city, much to Efua's displeasure. Okon, though proud, was too weak to stand up to his wife's protest. "Let the girl go," he said quietly, knowing in his heart that this was Ike's chance for a better life. Ike left the village with nothing but a small bag of clothes and the memory of her mother to guide her. Life in the city was hard at first. She worked part-time jobs to support herself while studying, but no hardship could compare to the years of suffering she had endured under Efua's roof. Ike's resilience grew stronger with each challenge, and soon, her academic excellence caught the attention of several influential people. After graduating with honors, she was offered a prestigious job in a multinational company. Years later, Ike returned to the village, no longer the timid girl who had left but a confident, successful woman. Word of her achievements had already spread, and even Efua, who had continued to mistreat her own sons, could not escape hearing about Ike's triumphs. The villagers, once silent witnesses to Ephra's cruelty, now looked at Ike with admiration and respect. When Ike arrived at her father's house, Ephra greeted her with forced kindness, but the years had taken their toll on the wicked woman. Her face, once full of malice, was now wrinkled and tired. She tried to speak, but her voice faltered under Ike's calm gaze. "I forgive you," Ike said softly, her words carrying the weight of all the years of pain. "Not for your sake, but for mine." Ephra could only bow her head in shame. For the first time in her life, she was rendered speechless. Ike's success became the pride of the village. She helped rebuild her father's farm, ensuring that Okon spent his remaining years in comfort. As for Ephra, she lived the rest of her days quietly, her cruelty having gained her nothing but loneliness. And Ike? She went on to live a life full of purpose and fulfillment, forever carrying her mother's spirit within her. In the end, it wasn't Ephra's bitterness that shaped Ike's destiny, but her own strength, resilience, and the unshakable love of a mother gone too soon. That is the end of my today's story. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notifications bell so that you will be notified whenever a new video is uploaded. Thank you.